Transport Union President confident that members would support planned sit-down strike. Health Minister Samate urges public vaccination as COVID-19 death toll increases. Secondary market vendors fear setback on their businesses as Operation Clear the Streets on the Run. This and more coming on Gambia 24. Hello and good evening. You're watching Gambia 24 News Bulletin with me, Mariama Cham. Thanks for joining us. And now the news in detail. Now, following their announcement to embark on a sit-down strike effective September 13, the president of the Gambia Transport Union is optimistic that the majority of their members and commercial drivers will stand by their decisions. Its president Omar Sise made this remark during their press conference on Tuesday while outlining the reasons for their planned strike. Details of that in this report by Khadija Seka.
The planned sit-down strike, according to the Gambia General Transport Union, would be prolonged until their demands are met by the Gambia government. Answering questions on whether the Gambian drivers will support their cause, the Transport Union president confirmed that majority of their members and drivers will rally behind them come September 13th, despite the economic consequences.
Every sit-down strike we embark on will affect us, but we have to go through the hard way before achieving our goals. Everybody will not concur with our decision. I know we cannot have everyone with us, but I assure you that on the 13th, 99% will respect our decision and only 1% will be left out. It is left to them, but my members who entrusted me with this task will solely follow us. I am absolutely sure of that.
The GTU boss also said they are considering taking a legal action against the government, but they lack faith in the justice system.
We all know we are going to be affected. But we know, end of the day, what we are targeting, we know it as a part in transport sector, as a unionist. We can take government to court, but we know the court have procedures. The court have procedures. The most importantly, to take government court is not easy. We all know which type of country we are. But the issue is, that is a part of our legal mandate. We have legal experts. They are working on this.
The Gambia's transport sector has created employment for thousands of people, and it is also contributing significantly to the country's GDP. Embarking on a sit-down strike will not only affect its valuable contribution to the country's economy, but also disrupts the daily activities of the ordinary Gambians. Khadija Seka, iAfrica News.
President of the Transport Union, they are confident that drivers will adhere to the sit-down strike selected for next month if government fails to meet their demands. Now, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Lamin Samate, has called on Gambians to get vaccinated after the country recorded an additional 6 new COVID-19 related deaths. He made these remarks during a press briefing on Wednesday in Banjul. Nesiste has the rest of that.
Despite the resurgence in the number of COVID-19 cases and deaths in the country, so many people are still reluctant to take COVID-19 jabs due to controversies surrounding the vaccines. Gambia's health minister assured that the vaccines are safe and urged the public to stop spreading false information about the vaccines.
We all keenly send our children to be vaccinated. We were all vaccinated ourselves, and we had seen a drastic decline in vaccine-preventable diseases in this country. Measles, tuberculosis, whooping cough, and so on and so forth, drastically over the period. Many decades ago, those were big issues in this country, but we no longer see them. So that we believe, with the help of the Almighty Allah, has been as a result of our robust vaccination program in this country. Yes, unfortunately, the COVID vaccines were preceded by bad publicity even before they were manufactured. And that continued, and then, people putting in all kinds of sentiments into it.
Between the 13th and 15th August, Gambia registered 123 new COVID-19 cases, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 9,318 since the outbreak of the virus in the country in March last year. Recently, the turnout for the vaccination of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines is encouraging, as the vast majority of Gambians are coming on board to get vaccinated. Dr. Samate says there is still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Fortunately, we've seen quite a lot of improvement with regards to vaccine uptake. We are over 100,000 now, much over 100,000 people within a scope of 1 month or so. And so the uptake is increasing, and we're also waiting for the AstraZeneca vaccine for those who are going to get their second doses as well. So there is improved uptake of the vaccine. That means the acceptance is increasing, but there's still a lot of work to do by convincing people that the vaccines are safe, because we still have realized that many of the cases of COVID-19 we see currently in the unvaccinated group. I think we have all attested to that. So that shows that there is some anecdotal evidence that vaccination helps.
The worrisome trajectory of the coronavirus pandemic around the world is as a result of the Delta variant that emerged from the virus, according to health officials. According to the Ministry of Health, over 140,413 individuals are fully vaccinated in the Gambia. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Dissatisfaction.
Gambia's health minister there urging Gambians to take up the COVID-19 vaccine as the death toll increases. Now, corruption is one of the serious challenges undermining the effectiveness of institutions and entire governments in many African countries. There have been reports of corruption in many ministries in the Gambia, but nothing serious was done about it. Now, Dr. Ismail Cisse of Citizens Alliance told iAfrica TV that his administration will put institutions in place such as strong laws and punitive measures to fight corruption. Omar Toure has the rest of that in this report.
The Gambia has a score of 37 out of 100 on Transparency International's 2020 Corruption Perception Index, an improvement from 2016 when it scored 26 out of 100. But recently, the American government released a corruption report on Gambia, ranking it among the most corrupt countries in the world. Dr. Ismail Cisse, the standard bearer of CA, says his administration will build strong institutions to fight corruption, and this has to go with standards within the civil service to make sure corruption is not left unpunished.
We'll ensure that there are strong regulations to fight corruption, there are strong laws. We'll create and establish anti-corruption outfits, anti-corruption watchdogs, to make sure that lifestyle audit takes place within the civil service. We'll also motivate civil servants, police officers, anybody who's working within the civil service. Will motivate and give you good pay and give you incentives. But we'll bring laws that can ensure transparency and accountability and hold people accountable for their actions and drive away impunity, but at the same time punish those found wanting for committing this heinous crime called corruption.
Citizens Alliance says it will use local resources to boost the Gambian economy through investments in agriculture, the environment, tourism, and other areas that will create 75,000 jobs annually. The Gambia's poverty rate remains at 48%, while food insecurity has risen from 5 to 8% over the past 5 years. So, what does CA plan to do in achieving food security for the Gambia?
Well, we are going to embark on large-scale commercial agriculture and the manufacturing base that goes with it. Today, we are not food secure because we don't produce the food that we need. We only produce 19% of our rice needs. 81% comes from outside. How do we change that? By making sure we invest in agriculture, rice production in CRR, and focus on bringing the right knowledge, the right technology, and the right materials to enhance production, and then enhance yields in terms of rice cultivation and other cereals to ensure that is food production. But also manufacturing industry must be built, whereby we add value to most of the things that we need here and do what they call regional specialization.
Dr. Cisse also says his administration will digitalize civil service where most financial transactions will be done online. with little use of physical cash. He also promises to make agriculture attractive for youth and provide modern farming implements and new techniques to help boost production for a food-secured Gambia. Reporting for iAfrica TV, this is Omar Ahmadou Toure.
Dr. Sisede envisaged to fight corruption in the Gambia when CA becomes a ruling party. Will take us to a quick break and we'll be right back with the rest of the news on Gambia 24. Stay tuned.
The locations, the design, the materials used, all the way down to the latest details, are few of many things that we focused on when we envisioned the airport residency. As proud innovators of community estates, the airport residency in Old Yundum, a project by Swami India International, offers unique gated community with 3- and 4-bedroom villas and duplexes. Just 5 minutes away from the Banjul International Airport. Luxury, convenience, and accessibility are some of the reasons you should consider this great housing opportunity. With a clubhouse, a playground, access roads, and parking facilities available for your dream home or a valuable investment, you will find all you need at Airport Residency here in Old Yundum.
Welcome back. You're still watching Gambia 24 News, and now to the rest of our stories. The vendors along the peripheries of the Serekunda market have expressed their dissatisfaction on the ongoing operation to clear the roads by the Gambia Police Force together with the National Road Authority. The vendors stated that if they are relocated, their businesses will suffer a setback. The operation is meant to clear off whatever is obstructing traffic and allow the free flow of goods and services. Amanda engages these market vendors on the cost, and she now takes us through.
Traffic congestion has always been a problem in the Gambia, especially in the prime time when people close from work. This is partly because of the bad road network, but a greater share of the trouble goes to unlicensed occupation of part of the road and footpath. Police announced in tones that every object contributing to the blockage of the roads would be removed at all costs. Those who fail to adhere to the official instruction are expected to face legal measures. But the move did not go down well with the market vendors who are along the roadside at the Serekunda market. Ibrahim Jallo, a fruit seller, is not optimistic about the prospects of his business if he relocates.
I am being removed from this place. I don't know whether the place I will be going to will be the same as this place in terms of the sales. If the sales will be good, I have no problem with that. But I really don't have hope about it. I'll be here till the police come. If I see them coming, then I'll move out.
Aissatou Sen, a detergent seller, says they are not notified by the police regarding their operation.
We are hearing it from the people that they are clearing the roads, but neither do they notify us, nor do they show up. But when they get here, it will be painful to us, because our wish is to be here, or they assign us to move at the back a little, if that won't be a problem to them. Though I am not looking for a place right now, because they have not informed us.
But Abdullah Boy, also a vendor, believes that the operation is a move towards nation building, even though it has a negative impact on his business.
I'm sitting here waiting for them. When they come, then I move from this place and go find another one. I am not against their job because I know all what they are doing is for the interest of the country. I know it is not about making life difficult for us. Many have the belief that they are doing this to stop us from earning a living. But to me, it is not a problem because they are doing this to decongest the road, and that is a sign of nation building.
The frequent traffic jam with lack of proper road networking in the country has triggered strong concerns among Gambian citizens considering the huge economic losses it causes to the West African nation. Amendao for iAfrica News.
Serekunda market vendors, they are worried and dissatisfied on the ongoing Operation Clear the Roads by the Gambia Police Force together with the National Road Authority. Now, the Gambia Ports Authority acknowledged that JRL company is causing a lot of environmental hazards at the ports. Ports management says this will lead to an increase in environmental levy after having an engagement with the company. This was disclosed by the Managing Director of GPA, Usman Jabate, on iAfrica TV's Ifambundi program. More of that in this report by our Omar Ahmad Toure.
The management of Gambia Ports Authority said cement segments of Jai Oil Company Limited upon arrival at the ports usually cause environmental hazard, therefore affecting work and people around the surrounding. As a result, Gambia Ports Authority in the past has suspended a segment of Jai Oil Cement for discharging a bulk of cement dust, which has caused pollution and other serious environmental damages in and around the port area. The grab and hopper system used by JAL in offloading their cement dust at the port is said to have been polluting its environment. The Director General of the Gambia Ports Authority, Usman Jabate, revealed to iAfrica TV's Ifambundi program on Friday that they engaged JAL about the environmental hazard at the ports, saying there is hope of improving upon the situation. Mr. Jabate outlined his administration plan to put additional environmental charges against Jar Oil for some of the hazards caused.
Authority, apart from the environmental hazard,
we have challenged him on the issue and it is on record. And I believe he is trying to improve on that. You know, with this system, they have a dust containment measure called extraction system. At the time, it was not working. When this happened, I had removed the ship from the wharf. When I did that, he had to bring an expert from somewhere, but the environmental hazard is still there. We are still engaging him, and what we did as an authority, we added an environmental levy fee on top of his invoice to pay for some of this hazard.
Environmental contamination can cause costly remediation requirements, project delay, increased loan underwriting cost, higher required reserves, increased legal expenses, and reduced marketability. The danger attached include risk of cancer, heart disease, asthma, and many other illnesses. These hazards can be physical, such as pollution, toxic chemicals, and food contaminants, or they can be social, such as dangerous working environment, poor housing conditions, urban sprawl, and poverty. For iAfrica News, Binti Jallo.
And the report by Binti Jallo on the environmental hazards caused by Jar Oil Company Limited, according to the Gambia Ports Authority bus, brings us to the end of Gambia 24 News. I am your presenter, Mariama Cham. Thanks for watching and do have a pleasant night.